Welcome to the Sip and Chat. This is Marlene of Love Marlene 411, where we do the Sip and Chat every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and my wonderful co host, Miss Nexie, we go into very important topics and conversations about trauma healing, growing from certain situations, just learning to live and be our best and learning to love ourselves in the best way possible. So, welcome to the show. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to this channel, turn on your notification bell, hit the like, share this out, and let's start the show. So today on the Sip and Chat, you know that I like to talk about what I'm sipping on, and what I'm sipping on is just some plain boring water and nothing special. I thought about going through Starbucks and getting a drink or whatever, and it's not sponsored, but I decided not to. I'm just going to enjoy my water and sip and chat with my co host, Miss Nexie. So, welcome to the Sip and Chat, everyone. What are you all sipping on? Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. So, today we're going to be talking about staying unique on YouTube. I think that it's a topic that many people really mm, it's a difficult one, it's a hard one, and it's something that is important to do. As a content creator of multiple channels, I know of the stress, I know of the difficulty, I know of the problems of being a content creator. Let me just say that. It's not easy to be a content creator. It's very stressful trying to meet all of the the quota, everything that is required of you from from Google, from AdSense, from YouTube, much less trying to keep up with what other people want you to do, what other people want you to say, and all of these things, and supporting every single person. But honestly, I just wanted to talk about highlighting how important it is to stay unique on YouTube. There's many people who are on this app and they are copycatters. They're people who like to just follow the crowd, and they don't know how to make their own unique ideas. So they just sit in the bushes with a pen and a paper, waiting for somebody to come up with a good idea, and then they write it down, and then they try their best to duplicate it, or they try their best to do something similar. They'll change one or two words, and then they'll say that they came up with the idea. I'll just say this: you changing one idea in the title, you changing one thing does not mean you came up with that idea. We need to learn to start giving credit to people where credit is due. So I see my co-host Miss Nexie in the background. Let's welcome her to the Sip and Chat.
Hello, Miss Marlene. Can you hear me
Hello.
okay?
Yes, I do. Hello, Miss Nexa.
Okay, so you can hear me. He kept on kicking me out. And I was like
Me
frustrated
too.
already. I'm like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Me too. Me too. It's not just you. That's why it took me a few minutes to start, because I would start and I tried to go in and it would kick me out. I was like, oh, okay. Yep. But anywho,
Are
how
you
are
a
you
cat,
doing, Miss Nexie? Huh?
Miss Marlene?
What'd you say?
Oh
I'm
no. Did I
here.
lose you?
No, I'm
Are
here.
you a cat?
No, I'm not a cat.
No, I said, are you a cat? Because you just
Huh?
said meow. You
I
said
was
he
like,
kicked
what?
me
Huh?
out.
Oh, I just got it. I was like, what? Huh? Oh, okay.
You said he kicked me out. I was like, okay, meow. If that's what we're going with these days. I know. I know. I got my shoes on today. I got my shoes
Yeah,
on.
you're about to, I see you have on your closed toe boots, steel toe boots. You're ready.
No,
You come ready.
my clown shoes on.
Oh, your clown shoes. Mm-mm-mm.
So tell me, I'm gonna ask this time, okay, Miss Marlene. Miss Marlene,
Mhm.
what are you sipping on today?
I am very boring today. You know that I'm trying to reach some goals as far as my health and my fitness. So your girl is just drinking some water. That's it.
Ooh, that must be
Mhm.
dreadful for you.
It is. It's very difficult. It's gut wrenching because I wanted to go through Star Breezies. I was like, I want to Star Breezies, but you can't have Star Breezies and try to get a 6 pack. I'm just saying. So we're on water.
Nope, nope. We're on water. That's exactly what we are. Both of us today.
Oh, really?
Well, I drink water all day. Like I love water. Like I seriously, I probably one
Boo.
of the few that actually enjoys drinking water. I love water. I know, I know. Until people look at me with, side
Boo.
eye and everything. Like I just hurled those side eyes in the audience like, what?
All the eyes are rolling in everybody's head. Like, okay, come on. Like, don't lie to us.
But I do. Like I love water, but I'm drinking coffee, so Miss Marlene.
Mm-hmm.
A
Okay.
nice warm cup of coffee.
Oh, you tricked me, Miss Nexie. You tricked. See, you see that?
No,
You tri-
I
Did
did
everybody in
not.
the audience just see that? Oh, that was called the old 1-2 punch. Okay, she got me. She got me. I was like drinking water. I was like, no coffee today. I was like, yes. I looked outside as soon as you said that. I was like, yep, it's definitely going to rain.
Nope, I took that rain away. It ain't gonna rain on your parade today, Miss Marlene. I am having coffee. Hey, realist.
Hey, realist, what's going on?
And I just voted, by the way, realist. I'm sorry, Miss Marlene, I'm saying this on our show, but I just wanted to tell him that I voted for the shows that I want. Just saying.
Oh, I did too. I did too, realist. I have
Good,
no
good. Don't
problem
tell
with.
him. Don't tell him what we voted on.
I'm not gonna say what I want. I'm just
Okay.
saying that I love to support other content creators. So, Miss Nexa, let's start this topic off. Today's topic is staying unique on YouTube. Hmm. Hmm, 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 hmm.
You
You
know,
ready? You ready to bring the heat and the
oh,
smoke?
I oh man, I should have lit. Let me go light up a something like an incense, like lavender, so we can calm down. An incense
No,
stick,
I have
so
my candles. I should have lit my candles, but I did not.
I'm gonna just light up a little incense stick. I have the lavender, fresh lavender ones. So good. But anyway, yes, I'm ready for this topic, Miss Marlene. I'm
Miss Next,
ready.
Miss Nexie, you don't know what I thought you were gonna say, but I'll keep that to myself. Hmm. I thought you were gonna say you were
You
lighting up.
better. This is
Anyhow,
PG
never mind.
13. PG
I
13.
know, it's PG-13, so
PG
we're just
13.
gonna, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, Miss Nexie, we're starting this. Staying unique on YouTube. I already gave a little bit of a preview of, you know, but many who are maybe tuned into this channel for the first time or have just been introduced to this channel don't know that I am the content creator of 5 YouTube channels. Two of them are monetized. My third one is partially monetized. So I do know about a little bit of the stress of being a content creator. Just a little bit.
Mm. A little bit of the stress. Yeah, a little bit of the stress of having to come up with different contents for your different channels.
Mm-hmm.
But, I want to bring it up a little bit because a lot of people, I remember when YouTube was starting when it came out and it was starting to become popular. I
Mm-hmm.
remember reading the whole purpose of what YouTube was created for, right? And this is the thing that,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have to go back to so that we can understand maybe a little bit more on what we're here for, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I remember, and I looked it up today because I was like, I know that I read that, and I wanted to clear it up. But when they first started, I remember it said that it was for entertainment, education, inspiration. But the two things that a lot of people forget that is that it was more for community, to bring communities together. I think that's what a lot of people forget. And what they focus on, and it's on the fifth one, I'm sorry, on the sixth one that they have, that is for economic opportunity. So I feel that a lot of people, when they enter YouTube, yeah, they do it maybe for the first three, the first two, or the first one, but they get wrapped up on the economic part of it because it can be very lucrative if you want to go there, if that's what you're here for. But for me, when I started it, it was to gain, educate myself a little bit, but get inspired, to see other people, other communities, and see what they come up with. Because I've been on YouTube since it started. I think it was what, 08, 07 or 8,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Yeah, I've been since 2007.
Yeah, so exactly. And I had, this account has been the only account I've had, and I've had it since '07. I think either '07 or '08, not sure. But people forget, they get wrapped up on the economic part of it, and they want to do anything to get there, to get monetized, or to get those dollars, those dollar holla. And I get it. Yeah, it is beautiful that you can get paid to do something, that you're probably liked, or whatever. But I think that they get wrapped up on that and forget what their probably gifts or their uniqueness is. They
Yeah,
forget that
they're
being
so busy.
unique on this platform. Oh, I'm sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, that's what people forget. They forget about what's really important. Like, why did you really come here? And many people, they come here just behind the monetary part. They don't come here with like what really
Yeah,
is my purpose. My
exactly.
purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, and what they probably forget is that we are all unique, right? In our own self, we are all different. We're all different. We're not the same. We all have different personalities. We can be similar, but we cannot be the same, which is what a lot of people are confusing sometimes when they're trying to do something that somebody else is doing, when they're trying to be copycats, as some people call them, right? You can copy what the person is doing, but you're not going to be able to deliver it the same way this person does with passion, because you're just copying so that you can get whatever it is that you're trying to get out of it, make your channel grow, or make more money, or whatever it is. So we're all in that way very, very different.
Hmm.
We cannot take somebody else's ideals and ideas and turn them into our own, because the deliverance is not going to be the same. So instead of growing your channel, or getting bigger, or people to follow, what you're doing is confusing your followers, and you're underestimating, I have to say, to those people that follow you. Because when people follow you for a certain thing, and then all of a sudden you start doing something else that somebody else is doing, we, the audience, are like, well, wait a minute, why are you that's not what I'm following you for. So you lose a lot more than you gain when
Hmm.
you're trying to do something that is not your calling. And I'm sorry I have to call it that way, because inspiration, education, motivation is somebody's calling. It's not something that you can just do out of the blue and yes, you're gonna be great.
You know
Oh,
what,
go
Miss
on, Miss
You,
Marlene. I'm sorry.
no, no problem. You know, Miss Nexie, I think a lot of people don't understand that part because they get so sidetracked with trying to chase a dollar. They're so busy looking at what other people are doing on their channels that they don't focus on making good content. You know, as a lot of people, all they ever do is do reactions to other people's content instead of making their own. And no, I'm not coming for people who do reactions, but I'm just saying that some people, that's all they do is they wait, like they're waiting in the wings for them to say something so that they can talk about them. And it's like,
It,
wow, that's all
Marlene
you can
and
do.
Marlene, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen some people that do reactions that are super hilarious. They're
Mm-hmm.
super gifted on doing those reactions, but that's because that's what they're good at. Now, do you want to copy that and do it on your own little thing? And if you're not gifted on that, then it's not gonna come out the same. And that's okay, even Marlene, if they want to do that. But stick with what you know. Stick with what you like, because um, I don't know. I don't know which other way to say it. It is that because you lose a lot more. You're not being, truthful to yourself. When you're copying somebody else's, even if you change, like you said earlier, because I was listening to you, even if you change one or two words, or you put the one in the beginning and you say the last one at the end, even if you do that, if it's not something that you are supposed to be doing or that you're already doing in your channel, then it looks like you have copied from somebody else. It looks like you're not being truthful to yourself and you're doing a disservice to the people that follow you. Being unique on this platform doesn't mean that if let's say I'm gonna use Gio on this because I know that she's not gonna get mad at me if I do. She's not gonna come after me. But let's say Gio is really good at her singing our names, right? Whenever we go to her, she gives us shout outs with singing and doing all that. Now I come to Marlene Motivates. She says, thank you, Nexie. Thank you, Realist. Thank you, everybody. You guys are wonderful. Now, if I see that Marlene starts singing my name, I'm leaving. Because
Yeah.
that's not something Marlene has been doing this whole time. And you're doing a
Mm-hmm.
disservice because we get those things. We're not, well, I'm not a dummy. I get it. I know, I can see when people are gifted on certain things, and I can see when people are just doing it to go with the flow.
Yes. Yes. I'm glad that you said that, Miss Nexie, and not me, because you are a supporter of channels, so you can select and choose who you
Yeah,
go to,
I'm
and
not a content
you don't
creator.
have to go to
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, Miss Marlene, and that's exactly why I'm sorry to jump in on you like that, but that's why I'm saying is because I have gone through a lot of years on this YouTube streets. I have followed a lot of people, and I have unfollowed a lot of people because of that. Because the first, years that I started following a certain, I think this was back in probably 2010, 2010, 2011. I was following someone because of the music, of the classic music, that the history behind it. He would have like a little like a nitpicks pieces of between the songs of like this was written in blah blah blah, and then he will say, oh yeah, and I also found out that it was written for so and so, or I'll find out that he did it on this dress, or I found out, you know what I mean, like certain things like that. And then all of a sudden, probably a year or two, when everybody and then when I saw he started doing more of less music, right, less classical, more towards other type of musics, and more like criticizing, like critiquing the either the musician or the lyrics, or and I was like, wait a minute, I came here for the inspiration of the songs and the things that you were saying, or that you found out that he wrote it for his loved one, or he wrote it for the love that he lost, or he wrote it when he was, down and he had not a penny in his pocket. You know what I mean? Like, I was following this person because of that, and then all of a sudden, just because everybody else started, doing this. Critiques on artists or hip hop or whatever, he started going that route. So I unfollowed that person because he wasn't staying true to himself.
No, I get it, Miss Nexie. I get it. And, it's something that what I believe, and I've talked about it, and many other content creators I know that I am close to have talked about it as well. When you start your YouTube, you need to start with a mission statement.
Mm-hmm.
What really am I here to do? And a lot of people don't get into, some people don't even have their about section filled out. They're just here. And I get that you have to just go through whatever the ebbs and flow of YouTube until you find out where you fit in. But my issue usually is that the ones that just sit back with a pen and paper and copy, that
Mm-hmm.
is where it grinds my gears. It boils
Oh,
my blood.
and this is, again, this is exactly why it's important to have these conversations between a content creator and a non-content creator, an audience. Because if I was a content creator, we can go ahead on with, yeah, I thought about this and you did that, and I am the one receiving your content, right? So if we're discussing this, is because we want to, show people that not to think that we, your followers, do not see the differences, or that we don't get, hey, wait a minute, I heard that somewhere else. Why is it that you're doing this now? This is not what you were supposed to, like, this is not what you're meant to do. Like, you know what I mean? Your channel is not about that. So why are you talking about, you know what I mean? Like, about,
Mm-hmm.
we get it. We're not dumb. We're not dumb. And sometimes they lose more than what they're gaining. And the thing here, Marlene, and this is why I said, being unique, not just on YouTube, but in life, you know, it, being unique with what you are, is accepting your flaws. Is accepting that you're having imperfections. It's accepting that you're not, maybe everybody's cup of tea. But that on itself is your strength.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That should be your strength. That should be what your talent should be all about. That those imperfections, all those flaws that you have, is what makes you unique on your channel. Because all of those things you bring to it, and you put it out to your audience, to your followers.
Mm-hmm. I
And the thing here is that we don't have to be like, you guys don't have to be like everybody else, because that will be boring,
yeah,
right?
that's what
You
I
don't
say.
have
Well,
to. And
that's
I
what,
can go to you for inspiration. Uh-huh, go ahead.
and that's one of the things that I was saying that a lot of people don't understand here on this app is that a lot of people, because they're unhealed, they're mad at the world, and they just sit down and think that they can elevate in a lazy way. I'll just put all the cards on the table. You can't elevate in a lazy way. You have to put in work. You have to put in time. You have to,
Mm-hmm.
use your gifts and your talents. And a lot of people don't use their gifts and their talents. They try to lean on other people's gifts and talents and think, okay, oh, they gave that idea, let me take it and then use it, and then wonder why they don't get success, because that wasn't given to them. You don't know, certain things are given to people, like visions, or their story, or whatever it is. Some people have been working for on things for years, and then one day they come out with it. It doesn't mean that they
It,
this is
it,
something that just came about. That's been something that they've been working on, and probably maybe that day had enough courage to go through it and do it.
Yeah, and you and I have probably had similar upbringing, similar backgrounds. We probably have gone through a lot of things in the same way, but we're not going to be able to express it exactly the same because we're both different. You know what I mean? I cannot be a person that it's gonna go in front of YouTube and try to bring, to inspire, to bring inspiration to others, because that's not my calling, right? I'm the type of person that likes to educate people. I want to bring awareness and educate people on certain things. That's my strength. So let's say I will start my YouTube, and then I'm going to think, oh, Marlene did an inspiration about this. I'm going to do it because I don't have your experience, and it's not coming from the heart, and it's not my strength. Then I'm not doing anything for the people that are following me. I'm lying to them, like really lying to them, because it's not something that I'm good at. It's not something that I'm experiencing. It's not something that I said that's my calling. I'm going to do that because this is how I feel inside my heart. I don't. For me, I think a channel will be, for educational purposes. I can do that because I like it. I feel that I can be very good at it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
And
So and I cannot take your content. And even like I said, like you said, Marlene, if they sit behind and take notes, the deliverance is not going to be the same. The deliverance is not going to be the same because they haven't experienced it. They cannot speak from the heart. They cannot speak from experience because it's not something that they have gone through. And they can twist it around and do it a different way, but it doesn't come out as genuine. It comes out as, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, that happened. Okay, you went through it. Okay, okay, but it sounds like somebody else's experience, somebody else's
no,
life.
no, Miss Nexie, it sounds like they're reading a book.
Yeah, again, yeah, that could be it too. It sounds like they just read a book yesterday, and hey, you know what? I'm gonna just throw that out and see where it lands. But the thing here is, and this is what a lot of people don't understand, is that for me, when I've been with a content creator for years, that says something about the content creator. It says a lot about their content, about their uniqueness. You know what I mean? All the whatever it is that they're good at, they have accepted themselves, their flaws and all, and they have turned that around and make that their strength.
Mhm.
So
That's
it
what
tells me that that person is consistent, is steady, is for reals, is truthful, changing. When I see content creators that are steady pace on what they do, and let's say they started the inspirational or motivational channel, and then they were like you were in the beginning, a little shy, whatever, and now they have found that they have a voice and they're more confident, and they can inspire even greater, bigger, and whatever. It's because that's exactly what they were meant to be, but they've been doing it from the beginning, maybe not with the boisterous voice that they have now, but they're doing it like that now, but they've been consistent with the same content. And that's what makes you unique from everybody else, as it should be, because your
exactly.
uniqueness, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Being different to everybody else, that's what makes you stand out. That's what makes you be different, unique, stands out, and you bring more value to the people in the world just by being
Mhm.
your unique self.
Yeah, exactly, Miss Nexie. I could not have said that any better. And Gio says, when it comes to
Unless you
money,
were sitting with a pen and paper taking notes from me right now.
Miss Gio says, when it comes to money, people they don't care. They want the money, and they will take your stuff and try to change it. But people who follow you, you know, yeah, you'll know. You'll
Yeah.
know, and it's like when somebody is saying a unique saying, like whatever it is, and then I hear somebody else say it, and then I'm like, I was like, that's something that this person always says. Like, why are you saying it now? And that's the reason why I always like to do what Gio always says, is to give people their flowers. It's nothing wrong with saying something somebody else says, but preface it by saying that's what Boss Life Online says. That's what Realist One says. That's what so and so says. That's what Shay Love says. That's what, you know what I mean? You have to do that. And that, for me, when I hear people give people their flowers and say where they got the information, I can respect a person. But somebody that I know, that's not the way that they talk,
Yeah.
and then they're saying, and you're like, wait, no, you don't say that. No, that comes from so and so. And for me, it causes me to start losing respect for people when they don't give people their flowers, when they don't say, this isn't mine, I learned this from so and so. That's
Exactly.
when, yeah.
Exactly. And the thing here is we most of us follow other content creators. Let's say we like inspiration, right? Motivation. It's you. I can find somebody else, that I don't even think that any of your followers follow, but we do follow pretty much the same content creators. We follow people that inspire us, people that can probably help us, with maybe if we're down today, and maybe, let's say Shay, her prayers, her content can bring us, lift us up, and remind us that we know we need prayer, we need God, whatever. So we follow each other everywhere we go. I have found people that I didn't even know follow certain people, and I'm like, what are you doing here? Oh, I didn't know you follow this person. So we follow each other everywhere. Especially, like I said, if you type in motivation, you know what I mean? If that's what you're in, you follow people, you follow everywhere you go. So now, if somebody's saying something that 2 nights ago you heard somebody else say, you're like, wait a minute, I just heard this person talk about this, and that's weird. I never heard you said that before. You know what I mean? Like let's say you use a lot of Shakespearean's references, and then I go to Shay, and then Shay starts using that 3 nights from now, and I'm like, wait a minute, why are you? I've never heard you said that before. Like, why are you using them now? And so we follow each other to different places, so we know when people have, when people are unique and they bring certain little words that they say. When we hear them elsewhere, it's like, wait a minute, that's weird. So we pay attention. It's a follower, we pay attention.
Yeah. and and the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that we what you're trying to do here on YouTube is find an organic audience. And I think a lot of us as content creators have done things backwards. I can be honest enough and to say I did a lot of things backwards. When you're thinking, oh, this is what everybody's doing, so you're going to chasing, trying to get all of these subscribers, but then you're like, but you are after the subscribers, but you're not after the actual viewers. So if I could ever talk to somebody who's just starting from the beginning, that's one of the reasons why from my other channels afterwards, I'm more focused in on, making good content, going live, getting the watch time, getting organic views, and doing all those things before, like, the whole thing was like, oh, I got to get 1,000, I got to get 1,000, I got to get 1,000. Not that you don't want it, but you do things in a different way as you learn. You should. I'm not saying everybody does, but you should do things as you grow in your knowledge. You should shift and change that, because YouTube, the space is changing with what is the requirements, and there's many people who are losing so much. They're losing their monetization. They're losing lots of things. Lots of people are leaving their channel because they're seeing that they can't
Yeah, they're
just
losing
go,
subscribers.
they can't just go and copy. You can't just go to someone and wherever on the internet and copy and paste it and put it on your channel and think that it's going to be okay.
Exactly. You can't, and you shouldn't do that, because that's the other thing, is that when you have, when it's something that you do that makes you unique to, from realist has this little thing that he does, from Geo, that from Shay, things that make you different and to your unique self, nobody can deliver them like you do. Okay, they can do it once, copy you maybe on whatever, but if it's not their cup of tea, no pun intended, if it's not their cup of tea, they're not going to be able to keep it up. So in a week from now, they're going to hear something somewhere else, they're going to try to copy that. They're not going to try to find out inside of them what they're really good at, because they're chasing the mighty dollar, right? And I get it. I get it. It's beautiful to get paid for something that you love. That's the word right there. That should be key right here. Something that you love to do. Yes, people should get paid for that. I worked in an industry that I'm in love with. I love what I do. So it's beautiful that I get paid for it. So if you're gonna be, yourself, try to see what works for you. What is it that makes you unique, different than Marlene, different than Geo, different than Realist, different than everybody else that we have previously mentioned. Find out what that is, and that's gonna be the unique you on YouTube. And you're gonna attract more people that way than you are trying to, because a lot of people focus on their algorithm. Oh, we're going to focus on this, we're going to focus on that. If you do that, you're not going to be able to find out what is it that makes you you, and bring people towards you like a magnet. Because I've seen a lot of people have that effect. They bring people towards them because they're doing exactly, and that reflects, when they're doing exactly what they love, what they're meant to do, it reflects on them. So people follow and listen to what they're saying.
Yep. And it also goes by, one of the best things that I ever learned since being on this app is, number one, learning to be yourself. And however that is, a lot of people, they think, oh, that's weird and strange. That is exactly what is going to make you boom. The more strange and weird and quirky, the more you highlight your story, you bring out your own personal personality and perspective. That's what's going to boost you. Not trying to duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Geo says,
Somebody
child.
else's hard
Yep.
work. You can't. You
Mhm.
can't.
Geo says, child, that's too much work to find
What
out
does
what their
Geo say?
Geo said, child, that's too much work to find out what their talents are. First, you got to love yourself and want to be a better person. Right there, that's work.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah. Well, again, a lot of people feel that flaws and imperfections are bad. No, 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 no. That's our strength. That should be, that's our strength and our talents. All our flaws and our imperfections make us unique to everybody else. I
And
have my own little quirks.
mhm. Yep. Yes, Miss Nexie. And when I first started on, I've told you, but I don't know if I've ever said this on this channel. But when I grew up, everybody always made fun of me for my voice. And as I've gotten older and I'm firmly rooted in myself, now I find out that that's what makes me unique. That's why people
Hmm.
come to me for my voice. So a lot of times the things that people will make fun of you out in this world will be the things that will cause you to be unique and stand out. And that's why people will come over and over again for your personality, for your voice, for your everything, for all of those things. So, learning to celebrate that. And I feel like that's when I started to start elevating and growing on my channels, is when I started to look at myself and say, you know what? I'm going to stop looking to what other people are doing and go inside of myself and start saying, what am I good at? What do I do? What is my purpose? What is my reason? And then fix my eyes and get focused on that. And I'm telling you, the moment that I stopped watching what other people were doing and start watching what I'm supposed to be doing and what I believe God says this is what Marlene is supposed to do, I feel like everything shifted and I also became happier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, it's this is your story, right? This is you, what you have gone through in life. These are your biggest fears, right? Your biggest inspirations. How you dug yourself out of a hole. How you pull yourself up from being all the way down. I can hear you, go through what made you change your mind, what made you you. And we can have this, like I said, similar things that, we have gone through and everything. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be able to pick up and start being inspirational and trying to bring my story the same way you do, because we have different experiences and it's not my strength. You know what I mean? It's not my strength. We are all very different, all of us. We have our own little quirks, our own little differences, our own little everything. So trying to bring a topic that is not part of what the description says on my YouTube page, then that's how you lose people, because you're not being truthful. You're not being truthful to yourself or your audience. So we cannot copy somebody else's inspirations because we haven't had them, and maybe it's not what we should be doing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, Miss Nexie, exactly. And like Gio is saying here, a lot of people will never be who God intended them to be. And Gio says, I am so grateful that I chose to find out who I am. That's why I cry so much, because I am grateful. I wasn't a chicken. I fought for my life. And a lot of people don't, number one, know who they are. They're still, what do they call that? I am Tracy Lee, and Gio helped me to tap more into that, working on your inner child.
Mm,
Therapy helped me with that. But, when you start getting close associates, when you start learning from others, they help you to become better. And some
of
people
course.
don't want to become better, Miss Nexie. They don't want
No,
to be better.
but Marlene, but Gio helped you to become a better you. Gio didn't give you her material for you to do. That's the difference. And that's what we're saying, is that Gio helped you and polished you to how to be more presentable, but Gio's not telling you how to do your thing. That's you, right? Your
Mm-hmm.
unique self. She helped you and say, hey, don't be wearing that on YouTube. Oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you standing like that? Or why are you standing like that?
Mhm.
She helped you
Or
on
saying,
that.
speak up, speak up.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like, get closer, and why are you laying on your bed as you're speaking to us? What's wrong with you? Like, be Yeah, she helped you on that, but the material that you deliver to us, the inspirations every day, and the content of your life that you put out, for the masses to hear, that's your own experience. And that's how
Mhm.
you are presenting it, because you are a motivational, speaker. You're that person. I could never be that, because it's not what I like to do. So I can copy and say, okay, I'm going to tell my story and I'm going to do it in an inspirational type of way, but it's not going to come out the same way, because that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's the difference, is that a lot of people don't take the time. They want like I said earlier, the algorithm to move this way, and they want to do this. So you have to do that. So they do whatever it takes to make that move. And by doing that, they confuse the people that follow them. And that's when a lot of people start unfollowing you because they're like, no, I didn't come to your channel for that. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? It's like, why am I following? That's not what you said. It's not what you were doing before. So why am I going to be following you? Now, for me, when I go to channels that I've followed for many years and I see the same people there, we talk to each other, we know each other. We're literally like kind of like a small community, a small family in that person's lives or whatever. I appreciate that because to me that shows me that this person is constant on what she does or he does, that this person knows how to keep, us coming back, and that person respects our intelligence, respects our person, continues to give us what we're there for, and not just to make your channel grow, and is not losing followers because this person is for reals. That's what shows you that you are a for real person. When you continue to maintain your audience, you keep on growing, but you continue to keep them. They don't leave you.
Yep. They don't leave you. That's the whole thing is that, and that's another thing that people don't understand. I hear people complaining about losing 5 to 10 subscribers, and it's like, really? Don't worry about the people who have left. What you need to be focused on the people who are staying. Don't worry
Mm-hmm.
about the people who, because like my mom used to always say, when people leave your life, that's one of the best blessings. You want them to leave. You don't want some
Exactly.
people to stick around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is that when you're comfortable and um being comfortable with your authentic self, when you are comfortable with your flaws, with your imperfections, with your, your, like I said before, your little quirks and everything else, and you actually, negative or positive, you influence those that follow you. You have to be comfortable with your authentic self to be able to allow people to see that. Your passion, your creativity, whatever it is that you have to be comfortable with your authentic self. And I'm going to say it one more time, because that is the only way you're going to be able to deliver and continue to keep people coming back to you. Being comfortable with that makes you create better content. It makes you think of the people that are following you and why are they following you, and you deliver that to them, means that you care, that you notice, that you love the fact that they're dedicating the time to you. They're coming to
Exactly.
you instead of the many other people that they can go to. So that on itself is supposed to, push you to continue to be you. It should push you to continue to be you.
And one of the things that I feel like is so important, and I'm glad you said that, Miss Nexie, is because many people are like, they come to this app and they put on this mask, this facade, this persona, this whatever it is that you want to call, and it's not them. They're just trying to win in life. They're just about the money. They're chasing the money, and they don't really care about who they step on, who they try to hurt, who they embarrass, whatever they put all these things like, a doxing is a real thing, and they care more about what they benefit. And I always say that when you treat people right, it's going to be easy for you to elevate, because you I always feel that you don't have to step on somebody to experience growth, because my belief is
No.
that when you do the right thing, God is going to elevate you. The universe is going to shift towards you and pivot because of your being faithful and loyal and kind. You're going to say, oh, you didn't try to do these things. Okay, here, let me give you all this. But the people who are cutthroat and run over other people, those are the ones that can never succeed.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. My father used to say that you cannot have an overwhelming happiness over somebody else's misery. You can't. You can't. And again, if that is the thing that you like to do, that you like to step over other people, you like to steal content, or you like to do all those things, that's okay, good, dandy, and fine, whatever. The problem here is that eventually your true self comes out one way or another. Eventually it does. And that's when you lose a lot more than what you gain, because you get a reputation. Remember, this is a community. We talk among each other. You know what I mean? So people know. And that's when you lose a lot more than what you've gained. And again, for me, I'm not a content creator, right? I don't know what, I'm sure it takes a lot of work, but I don't know how much work it takes. But I'm sure it does have a lot, to do with the whys. I'm not a content creator,
Mhm.
but I am a follower. I'm a listener. So for me, it's important that the persons that the people that I follow are staying true to themselves. I have said this to you before. I don't like profanity. I don't like people that every other word that comes out of their mouth, whether it's for fun or silly or because they're upset, I don't like that it is a profanity. I don't like that. It's triggering to me. I know that a lot of people like to do that here, which I don't understand why. You know what I mean? Those, I think that we can train ourselves not to use those words. And the messages for a lot of people will be well received. On others is not probably a triggering factor that derails them from following you. It's probably the fact that they don't like that you're so vile, that you're so, you use those disgusting words. That, I mean, why would I be following someone like that when I wouldn't even be friends in real life with someone like that? It might not be triggering, but it's probably something that they haven't, you know been with, around, or grown up with. So a lot of people get discouraged. They think that it's funny, and they think that the people that are following those 15, 20 people that are there, and are giving you kudos for what you're saying, they're not being truthful to you. They're probably just there saying, "Yeah, you're doing a good job," and saying, "Never mind that. Bye."
Yeah. One of the things is that you think people are there supporting you, but actually they're laughing at you because they think that you're a fool.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times, it's easy to use profanity. It's easy to be that person, but do you really want to be that person? We all can use on every other word that we say, profanity. We can all do that, but it's not something that makes you unique. It's something that makes you following the masses, because everybody can do that. Show me something that nobody else does it like you, then that's what makes you unique. Strengthen those things. Like, when you switch around like that, it's kind of like, it shows me that you're shifty, and I don't do good with shifty people. I don't trust them. I don't even have friends like that in real life. I don't have, acquaintances or coworkers or bosses like that in real life. So why would I stay on a shifty person, as a follower here? Like, you know, those are my
Exactly.
standards. So.
Exactly, Miss Nexie. I agree, and I wanted to welcome in Nancy Paren Ministries. How are you doing, Nancy? Welcome to the show, and I definitely agree. That is so good to see you here. God's blessings to you, Miss Nancy. And yes, Miss Nancy, we have to rise above, and many people don't know how to rise above. They don't want to rise above because they're in that negative space. Like I said earlier, many people are just trying to grab the money. They're just, they don't have no problems with showing all of the business of every person in their life. But you have to understand what you do in the dark always comes to the light. How you treat one person, you may have got away with it with this person, but some other day maybe in real life it's going to show up that maybe you are going to want something from somebody and they're not going to be there for you, or something will happen. But no matter what you do, everything always comes back. You know what I always say, like the boomerang. When that boomerang comes
Mm-hmm.
back, when that boomerang comes back, I always say, I hope, I pray, I
Duck,
wish.
duck,
I hope that
duck.
boomerang comes back and is coming back with blessings, is coming back with peace. I hope that that's what I'm getting back. You know, and that's why my mom always told me that when you have an opportunity to get even and you don't, that's how you know that you've grown and you've matured, because it's many times where I could have done something and said something and yeah, and say all these things about people, but I always say, but what does that say about me?
Exactly. And that's another thing. I have had that experience of people taunting me on somebody's panel, or on somebody's chat. The best thing for a person to do, is not that I cannot answer back, it's not that I cannot engage. I can, but I refuse to, because I'm not going to scoop down to your level. I'm different. I'm not gonna be like you. I am not like you. I'm different. If I'm facing something that I don't like, I'm not gonna out it out in front of everybody. I'm gonna pull you aside and talk to you. It's what I do in real life. So why would I go and be something that I'm not on somebody's channel or somebody's live or somebody's chat? You know what I mean? Like, that's not who I am. So acknowledging that the person taunting me, not giving them the reaction they want, is what makes me unique, what makes me different from them. Because
It,
in real life I wouldn't deal with someone like that, and what they want is reaction. For me, when people say this is who I am, I say it like it is, I tell it like it is, I don't that's not unique. That's just you being one of the masses. Being unique is for you to be able to restrain that person that you said that you are, and um, control that anger, or control the profanity, and control everything that you want to do, because we can all do that. We can all be like that. We can all disrespect people. We can all say it like it is, but controlling that and allowing you to think before you speak is what makes you unique and different to some the rest of the world.
Mhm. My dad
Right?
used to
Because
always say, that, Miss Nexie, he always said, it's easy to cuss somebody out. It's easy to yell and to
yeah.
scream. He said, but how much better is it if you just take a deep breath sometimes? Because I know for myself here on this app of YouTube, you think you know certain things and then you jump to a conclusion. And every time you jump to a conclusion thinking that you know something, you don't know the background and you don't know what they have done. And one thing that I see here on this app is people will go and back and support and get themselves aligned with other people, and you really don't know who these people are if you haven't seen them in real life, if you haven't met them, if you don't know certain things about them in real time. How can you back somebody and say that they're not doing something? You don't know that. But I
Yeah,
know, but it's certain people I know when somebody says something about them, I said, oh no, not them. You better back. Oh no, 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 they did not say that. No, because I know them. But people will actually be on this app, don't know people in real time, and then back them. Especially, they're probably have been the ones to start the fires, and then run away, and then,
hmm
oh no, they didn't do nothing.
and and again, and when you behave like that, and this is something that people don't understand, Marlene. This is, in my family, I was the one person in the family, one daughter-in-law, one sister-in-law, one wife, that said, I don't like gossip. I don't do gossip. I don't take it. Don't bring it to my house. You want to say something to me, you come tell me straight into my face. We can work it out. If I want something about you, I'm going to go straight to you and say, hey, you said this, I don't like that, whatever. But I don't gossip. I don't like that. So I don't do that in real life. I don't go back and forth fighting with people in real life. If somebody has a problem with me at the store and they're trying to engage me on that, I don't do those things. I don't. So I follow the same routines that I do in real life here because we live in a digital world. Everything you say and do is recorded everywhere. So, like realist always says, right? We're going to use it here, realist. You have to behave accordingly because you don't know who you're going to encounter that is going to probably take something you say out of context. So, for
Mhm.
me, it's important to behave and for people to know that that's who I am. We had an incident a while back. You remember this, Marlene. We're not going to bring it up names or anything. But all I want to say is that, I was involved in something that this person was saying that I did to her. I had people come into the meeting they had, and that person said, no, that's not how she is. That's not who she is. No, Nexie is not like that. I don't believe that that's how she treated you or that's what she said about you. No, she's not like that. So, long story short, eventually, after months of these people, not saying hi to me on chats, not acknowledging me, they found out that this is what this person is used to. She goes to different people, she creates chaos because she wants to be the center of attention, or he wants to be the center of attention, creates chaos everywhere else. They started seeing the pattern. Now they say hi to me or whatever, I politely ignore it because I've said this to you before. I don't give people second chances. Maybe it's
Mhm.
wrong. Maybe God one day is gonna teach me something, soften my heart. But I don't because I take people on what they do and say at face value the first time.
Mhm. Or, it's
So we
something for
have
me.
to make sure.
Yes, I
Oh, I'm
agree.
sorry. Go ahead,
It's
Marlene.
okay, Miss Nexie. I agree 100% with what you're saying because, um, like I said earlier, we come into these chats and we hear people and they're having an argument and people are going back and forth. One person makes a video, one person does a live stream, and it's just so much chaos and negativity, and it splits the community. So instead of you have two people coming together and saying, hey, I'm going to support you and let's do this and I'll go live and then you go live and I'll do this and let's collaborate. Instead, you have two people at each other's necks that are in the same genre. So instead of one helping the other so that they can elevate together, both are at each other's necks and causing confusion, and people feel that they have to choose between the two of them, and that's really immature. And this comment that Miss Nancy says, it's so true. It's easy to assume and take sides, but we have to be careful about who we align ourselves with. And
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have been taking a step back from a lot of people, not just because of I don't like people, but because in real life, Miss Nexie, I have some real life things that I'm working on and I'm trying to improve and be my best. And what a lot of people don't understand, they think that when you stop coming to their channel or coming to their lives that you don't like them or you think that you're better or somebody said something to them. See, that's the jumping to the conclusion when I'm just over here doing me. I'm working on my life. I'm getting focused. I'm restoring my own peace. A lot of people they project that you don't like them, and I'm like, there's not. I have nothing against that person. I'm just doing me. I'm staying in my lane. I'm using my gifts and all of those things. I'm working on my content. I'm working on my business and doing my best to be a better me. It has nothing to do with them. I'm like, it has
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with you. Nothing.
And people like that are insecure because to me, let's say, like, again, we can go back to, I'm not a content creator, so I'm just thinking of how I would behave if I was a content creator. For me, if you will just come and click on the like, and say, I look at it later, and I wouldn't take that personal, because we all have lives. We all have real life that we are going through, and people have no idea how much we have going on, because we're not the type of people that put our lives out there for everybody to see. At least I'm not like that. And I know, Marlene, as I consider you a friend, that you don't do that either. So people don't understand why it is that we're not doing this, why we're not following, why we're not going. We have life happening to us every day. Every day we have life happening. So even if you don't, let's say you wouldn't come to my lives or whatever, I will understand. Marlene has something to do, but I know that she will check out the content later and probably give me feedback and say, oh my God, why did you talk about that? So we have to understand people. We have to, and again, that is a unique quality that we can have, right? Making ourselves that person. I am that person. I know that people have, they're lifing as the day goes on. So if you don't return my text, you don't return my call, you don't put something in my chat. Let's say I was a content creator, I wouldn't take it personal, especially when you have known this person for a long time. Don't take it personal. If that person doesn't come to you, I mean, look at, she probably has 3 or 4 channels that she's creating content. She's busy in her head. She'll come to you when she can. But that's the difference between us and other people. Now, like I've said before, for me, if people, they say that, they're different because they say it like it is, and yeah, that's the real me. That's not the real you per se. That's just the uneducated you. And I don't mean education as going to school. I mean your unmannered you. That's what I should say better. Your unmannered you. You have no manners. Because when you do, and you're brought up that way, you don't say it like it is, because you can hurt people. You can hurt them to a point of no return. How many people have channels like that? And tell me and show me how many followers they have, and show me how much money they're making out of that. Zero.
Yep.
Because the world as it is right now, it's not something that you want to be putting out there. We should stay positive. We should try to put more positive things, more unique things out there for people to make them happy, to make them better people.
Mhm.
So again, knowing your strengths, knowing your flaws, accepting your differences, accepting your mistakes, accepting everything is what makes you a unique you that nobody else can
Yes.
have, because that's you.
Nobody can do do you. Nobody can be you. Nobody can have your story. And the more that you mature, the more you love yourself, the more that you become closer in your connection spiritually. It's like you learn to just let things roll off your back. That was my favorite thing for my dad to say, that you have to be like a duck and just let things roll off your back. You just have to let it, let it ride, let it go, because you can't change it.
Yeah.
You can't make people grow up, and you just have to be yourself. There's certain people you have to leave behind so that you can elevate, because it's true on this app, holding on and supporting certain people will diminish your reputation if you align yourself with them.
Will
And certain
stump your growth. Will
Mhm.
stump your growth. I have to say it, Marlene, because I have it in my mind. It will stump it. And we
Exactly.
know that it's happened. It will stump your growth. But you see, a lot of people, my dad used to say, I know that, like, we go back to, because we're talking about the being unique and on YouTube, is, the one thing I love about, your channels and Geos and other people that I follow that have larger audiences now, that you have, because they've been here longer and they have a different content, but they have larger. I like them because the people that follow them are people with manners. If there's no disrespect, There is no, bashing each other because, I'm going to bash this one because, oh, she said that. Oh, I'm going to answer back. The opposite. When somebody says something that is not right, people correct them. Hey, we don't behave like that here. And, we don't do that here. Please don't. Just make sure that you don't use that kind of language here. So people like those are unique people, unique channels. And that's what I like about you guys. When I start seeing that people are using, derogatory names on someone, or profanity in it for to kind of like make a point, I unfollow, because it's not something I want to be associated with. It's not something that I'm comfortable with. I may like you, but if I see that every other word you say is not what I'm used to, I'm leaving, regardless of how much potential I think you have, or how much you can grow if you didn't go with the masses. It doesn't matter. The fact that you're doing that, it's not, or they get mad and they go on these rants of disrespect towards everybody, right? My dad
Mhm.
used to tell us growing up, when you're upset, count to 10 and then say something. But if you're really mad, count to 100 and say nothing at all. And it's
Hmm.
true. That's something that I didn't. I was like, why am I going to count to 100? I'm not going to say anything. I could just go for the throat. That look at him. He's right there. A karate chop. Oh, my brothers, right? So my dad would always say that to us, in the house, and that helped us on the outside too. When I see things like that, it's not that I cannot answer back your disrespect towards me or what you just said. It's just that you're not important enough for me to address it. I wasn't alive, and I think I said this to you before. That one time there was like something going on. I was in my friend's, channel, because I consider her my friend as well. And, there was this lady that came over and infiltrated like a little troll, and she started disrespecting everybody in the chat, and eventually she was blocked from it, right? But the thing is that we knew who she was. We knew what she was
Mhm.
trying to do to us. So, she did a live and it popped up, so and so is live. And I guess somebody saw it and they told this other person. And then this person says, oh my God, so and so is live. I wonder what's going to happen. I didn't know what that meant. So I went, I looked for the person. I went there. This person did a 12-hour live going off on everybody. And this is at 9 at night. This is at 9 p.m. And this person was live 12 hours going on and
Mhm.
on and on and using this, oh my God, profanity of the yang yang. Like every other word was just the worst that you can hear. And 12 hours on that one person
Hmm.
she didn't like on that channel.
That means that they, like when people always say that they're sorry when they say something, when they apologize. My dad always said, when someone says something and then they say sorry, no, you've been meaning to say that. Certain people, they're waiting for an opportunity to come out and to say something. They've just been holding their tongue on it, but when the opportunity presents itself, they come out and say something so hurtful, because like Nancy says, they're on a mission to destroy. They really are. Hey, Miss Tamika, how are you doing?
Yes. Yes. But the thing is, it's sad because they're on a mission to destroy themselves. Because this person
Mhm.
has lost like 4 or 5 channels, was
Wow.
monetized, and all of a sudden that went away. That went away. And she had a huge following, Marlene. I didn't know her. Again, because, in the sector that I was in, I wasn't really familiar. Like, I knew this person's channel and I loved it because, we were reading transcripts and we're going through a trial. So I didn't really know how bad it was until, because we're doing the right thing. We were pro victim. You know what I mean? Like, that's who I am. I'm pro victim. I don't defend anyone that breaks the law. So we were pro victim. We're discussing this, and this person, just, it was just it was just something that, because we weren't acknowledging, I guess, that this person was saying what she was saying. I guess that's all it took. And she had a huge following, because there were a lot of supporters of the lawbreaker, right? So
Mm,
she had a huge following, and she lost like 4 channels, I think, so far. And
wow.
again, they're in a mission to destroy, but not you. They're destroying themselves. And that's what I tell people. And my children, they have been brought up that way. If what you're about to say right now, it's gonna make you feel bad that you said it later, don't say anything at all.
Hmm.
Think about it first before you react. I can be very, very upset, Marlene. I have been pissed, but I always remember my father. Count to 100 and say nothing. Because for me, when I sit you down, I'm going to tell you things that I'm not going to regret, because I have already gone over and over in my head. That's how I am in real life and here. I'm not gonna address
Agree.
anything. And the day that I do, it's gonna be in a very nice way, and I'm gonna say things that I will never regret. And I think that that's the way that, I have lived the life that I have. I have no regrets. I mean, some hairstyles and, makeup and choice of clothing, yes. Oh, and choice of
Mhm.
partner, yeah, maybe that. But other than that, I have created and accepted my imperfections and my flaws, and accepted my unique self as it should be here in this app.
Yeah, but Miss Nexie, that a lot of people, when that are unhealed, that are negative, that don't, they don't do anything. I'm not trying to step on any toes right now. Move your toes out the way, Miss Nexie and everybody. But
Hold, ow, 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 you almost stepped on them. Hold on. Okay,
but
go on,
some
Miss Marlene, go
people,
on.
but some people, they come on this app, and they come on this app to try to um, come for people. They try to bring other people down because they don't put any work into themselves. They don't put any work into their family and their life, into working hard, getting education, and doing what they need to do for themselves. But they will look at another person who has put in the work, that has gone to therapy, that has a connection
Uh-huh.
with their higher power, that is loving, that loves themselves, and they're envious because they don't have enough courage to face their own fears, to face their own skeletons in the closet. They don't have enough courage to do that. And I feel
Hmm.
that that's the biggest problem here on YouTube, is that a lot of people don't know how to face their own self in the mirror. They don't know how to face their own imperfections. They don't know how to say, that's not my lane. That's not what I'm supposed to do. Gio was is the one that taught me about staying in your lane. And it's true. She's like, stay in your lane. That's not what you're supposed to do. Don't focus on what other people are doing. Let them do their own thing, you know? They'll go through their own issues on
Hmm.
their own. They'll learn on their own. But you just continue to be yourself. And I feel like that has brought me so much happiness now and peace on this app, that no matter what other people will say, no matter who likes, no matter who comes around and falls off, all of that doesn't matter to me, because I know that I'm being my true authentic self. I'm here for a reason and a purpose. And that's what I
And
think
it's just
what separates me.
that's what makes you your unique you. That's what makes you, being unique here. Because a lot of people, again, I'm not saying you cannot think of money, because saying I'm not here to make money, I just wanted, blah blah blah, I think that's a lie. Because if inspiration and whatever and not make money is what you want, you can volunteer and go, talk in schools and do all those things. I understand. If you can make money on something you love, why not? But make sure that that doesn't cloud your judgment. It doesn't cloud you, and makes you be something that you're not, just so that you can get to the the goal of being monetized and doing this and doing that. And then once you get there, then you chillax, and then you lose everything else, because getting monetized means there's a lot more work to be done. If you are staying true to yourself and you're doing it because it's your passion, it's what you want to reach a bigger audience, you want to reach probably people that cannot pay to go to a motivational speakers conference or things like that. If you're doing it for that, you know what I mean, and you're not doing it just for the money, then if you get monetized, that is going to even elevate you more to be able to do your craft, because you're going to be now, okay, I'm monetized. Now I can do more, I can say more, I can create more, instead of
Exactly.
dedicating my extra day on this Saturday working here. What I'm going to do now that I'm monetized, I'm going to work on my material more. I'm going to work on seeing where I can get more inspiration. I'm going to talk about different things. You know what I mean? Like, you can start doing that. But a lot of people, once they get monetized, they get relaxed, because it's not their calling when they got
No,
monetized. So
no,
what they
Miss
were doing, it
Nexie,
wasn't
they
what they were
think they
supposed to, they wanted to do. And they start
no, Miss Nex.
switching. And that's, I'm sorry.
I was saying
Go on,
a
Miss
lot of
Marlene.
no, I was saying a lot of people, they get comfortable. For some people, they think monetization is the end when monetization is the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, to be able to continue to inspire, you have to pick something that you love, that you like, that and continue to do that, and continue to create better. That's what, when you're monetized, you can say, okay, I had that part-time job, but now since I'm here now and I'm getting monetized, I can lose, let go of that extra shift that I'm taking, or that extra part-time job I took, and then concentrate on my content more that I love doing. Because that's the whole thing. If you got monetized with something that you really don't believe in, that you're really not, you don't like, you're gonna start, once you get monetized, switching to something else, and that's when you can lose a lot more than you can, because the people that got you there are gonna be like, I don't know, that's not what she was before, like that's not what she used to do before. This is not who I started following. This is weird. So people start leaving, and your channel is the one that starts losing all of that. And it's when you have to be more careful with what you put out, because getting monetized is hard. Getting demonetized is very easy. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yes, yes. It's so
Okay,
true.
because I'm not sure.
You
I'm
could,
not sure if I'm right.
you are right. For some people, monetization takes them a year or two, but it could, in one stupid thing you say or one thing that you upload, all of that work could be gone. Mhm.
Yeah, I've heard that from others, but I wasn't sure if I was correct on what I was saying. But I've heard that, it's very hard to get monetized. It's very hard to get there, but it's so easy to lose it. And I've seen, and I've introduced you to people that are very careful as well, Marlene, with their channels. They're very careful on what they say and what they do, because they protect their channel, they protect their content, because it's something they believe in. I think that if you're doing something that you don't care about, is when you get relaxed and you make a mistake, and probably lose, like I said, everything, because you're not really, it's not what you like. So you get relaxed, and that's what happens.
Yeah, that's not what you like, so that's
I
why
don't know
it's
if I
just like,
lost you, Miss Marlene.
no,
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
was muted. I was muted. So that's one of the things that we have to learn. It's
Oh,
about,
okay. Were you talking the whole time?
yes, I was talking. And one
Were
of
you
the
talking
things
the
that
whole
we,
time as you were muted?
yep, and one of the things that we definitely have to learn as content creators is to allow people to be themselves, to for you to be yourself, and for you to just continue to do what you're supposed to do with what you're meant to do with a purpose, and don't try to step on other people.
You're
That's how you
breaking
stay
up, Miss
unique.
Marlene. I don't know if it's me or
Oh,
you.
I don't know. Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me better now?
Yes, yes, a lot better
Okay.
because you keep on breaking up. Yes, yes, I can.
Oh,
Yes, yes, I can.
okay. So,
But you kept
one
on
of the
breaking
things.
up. But yeah.
It's okay. I was just saying that it's so important that we each learn our role. You learn your purpose, your reason for being here, and then stay on that lane and stay focused. And don't put your head to the left or the right. Don't think that you're not doing a great job. Just continue to be yourself. And not try to follow the crowd. I think that's what is going to draw people to you
Hmm.
when you just let yourself be yourself. So great discussion, Miss Nexie.
Continue to be you.
Great discussion.
Thank you, Miss Marlene. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. Great
Yes,
conversation.
it is. It's
And
again, we're not
I'm
doing
sorry.
it to bash.
Go ahead, Miss
No, I
Nexie.
was saying we're not doing it to bash anyone. We're not doing it to disrespect anyone. We're not doing. No, I said we weren't doing it to disrespect anyone or to bash anyone. We're not doing it to shame anyone. We're doing it because we want to help people, stay unique to themselves, be different, be themselves, not create personas, because eventually everything that you do, like you say, in the dark, it comes out to the light. Eventually your true person comes out. And maybe that's who you were supposed to be to begin with, right? That's
Yeah.
why we're doing this topic, because it's important. If you want to succeed, it is important. If you want to succeed on this app and this platform, it is important for you to stay true to yourself and to the unique you, and put that out to the world. Make a difference in the world. Make a difference being truthful to yourself. And one more thing. Hi, Tamika. I wanted to say hi to her for the longest time, but I didn't know how to break that in there. But just stay true to yourself. And thank you so very much, Miss Marlene, for having me today and for the wonderful topic.
Yeah, it was a great one. I want to put it out there to all of the content creators. Keep being yourself. And don't try to change. If just learn how to improve, learn how to be a better you. Oh, Shay just came in. Maybe we should stay on for a little bit. Hey Shay, how are you doing? Um, One thing that I know that I want to say, well, we can keep this topic going for just a little bit longer, is that no, I'm not going, Shay. I'm not going. A lot of people will be here on this app of they'll be on this app of YouTube, and they'll come on here with one reason. Okay, so they they come on with this
I
reason,
don't know.
and then I can say that the reason changes, you know
Mm-hmm.
their
Yes.
reason
Hi,
for
Shay.
being. Do you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you
Okay.
now. I wasn't able to hear you earlier, but I think it was me. I'm telling you, this. I don't know, for some reason today StreamYard is acting up a lot, a lot.
Yeah, it is acting up a lot. But hey Shay, how are you doing? Welcome in. We were just talking about this of being unique on YouTube, and I will say one thing, Miss Nexie, is that you have to definitely be a strong person to be a content creator. You have to know yourself. You really do.
Yeah, exactly. If you see, if you want to make a difference, and for me, um, I always do things with purpose, right? Whatever I do in life, I do it with purpose. And that's the first, before I start anything, I find out why I want to do it and what's my purpose on putting this out there or doing this. Why is it? And I think that that's very important, to um, to stay with what you like, what your whole self believes in, because it's the only way you're gonna be able to actually um, give something beautiful to the world, is if you can stay true to what you like, to who you are. You know, if you're a person that doesn't like, um, to talk about, I don't know, horror stories or whatever, and you're gonna start in real life, and you're gonna start a channel that is all about that, it's not gonna be successful because it's not something that you like, that you believe in, right? But if you're someone that likes to motivate, or likes, prayer, or likes, I don't know, doing certain activities, exercising, whatever it is that you like to do, if you do that, something that you enjoy in this app, then that on itself makes you unique, because you're gonna deliver it with happiness, with a lot of security on your own self, that you know what you're doing and it's why you're doing it. Questions or whatever, you're gonna be able to deliver material that nobody else has thought about, because it's what you love, it's your passion, and that's the
Yeah.
only way that you're gonna make a difference in the world.
And I think that that's so true, Miss Nexie. And I'm not trying to make fun of anybody on this app, but I've seen some people and they come on this app and they do a live and they're like they're upset, they're angry, they're yelling, they're all of these things. And you have to think before you hit that live button. Like, what am I gonna say? Yeah, who am I going to affect? How am I going to be interpreted? Because it comes back to you. Who are you trying to portray yourself to be? Are you helping people or are you hurting people? And many
Hmm.
people on this app don't understand that part, that you could be hurting people with your words. You can be hurting people by even something as simple as, not saying hello to people. Like, some people, this is all they have.
Hmm.
And it sounds like something sad, but some people, they really don't have other people to love and support them. So they come on this app to get support, to get, certain things to get that they don't have in their real life. So what does it take, I always say, to be kind and to say something nice to somebody or be supportive? And if you don't like somebody's content, respect yourself enough to walk away, click off, leave.
That's all you have to do. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to do anything. You just have to leave. And again, because we're talking about being unique and standing out in YouTube, because we have so many people that we can follow, but you're blessed enough that they're following you, right? Because that's a blessing. They're following you by having so much choice. That means you're doing something right. Just focus on your niche. Focus on what you're good at. As long as coming into this app, you're doing it with passion, you're doing it with creativity, that and don't copy other people, that on itself will make you successful. That's it. That's all you need to do. Focus on you, deliver something that you believe in, and the rest will follow.
Yes, I agree. I agree on that, Miss Nexie, because a lot of people just don't understand how important it is for you to, something that helped me a lot is allowing myself to be transparent.
Hmm.
And I understand that everybody is not going to be like me. But once I allowed myself to face my biggest fears, my biggest worries, and having conversations about that, those are usually the videos or the live streams that I get the most clicks, I gain the most subscribers, because people can appreciate someone who will be open and be honest and be transparent about what they're dealing with. And I know that that's not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm just saying, the more that you give yourself, the more you embrace yourself and love yourself, the more you are connected spiritually and allow that. to be something you depend on, because I had that space in my life where I was in that dark space, and you know of this, Miss Nexie.
Mm-hmm.
And many people, when they get to that dark space, they go into attacking other people, when what you're supposed to do at those times is go inside of yourself. You're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
go inside of yourself and, like, okay, is this something that I make this situation? Am I at fault with this? Or is this just life? And how
Mm-hmm.
can I grow from this? What can I learn from this? And a lot of people, they don't go inward. They take that negative energy and they push it outside to try to make other people as miserable as they are.
As they are, exactly. And being transparent doesn't mean I'm gonna let you in on my, intimate life, on my everyday life. That doesn't mean that. That means that you're transparent with your feelings, with your experiences. That doesn't mean you're gonna put down, your checking account, your phone number, your address. Being
No, no, no.
transparent is being you, a little bit less guarded, not making
Hmm.
up stories that don't come to you, not making up events that did never happen to you, just to be, in the with
In the
everybody else,
algorithm.
in the algorithm, not being in everybody else's story. No, you have to talk about you, your unique you, your experiences, because that's the only way you're going to be able to be as transparent as possible.
Exactly, exactly, Miss Nexie. And I feel that once you finally step into that and you can, first, I have to say, being a content creator, you have to learn humility. And I
Hmm.
know that that does not really, resonate with everybody, because some people think they can come on here, they can say what they want, do what they want, upload what they want, and then they get mad when they don't get, certain views and likes and whatever, or they get lose their monetization. You cannot do whatever it is that you want to do. You cannot
Hmm.
treat other people the way you want to treat them. You have to treat people with respect, or you're going to be disrespected.
Exactly. Not only that, I've had a few. I follow a few people that get upset because they're not, they keep on getting. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a content creator, so I don't know. But they keep on getting certain colors on their videos, and they're like, "Well, I'm gonna do it my way." And then I tell them, "Well, you can't do that, because I don't care if they, I don't get the colors that I want, but this is what I have to say." But I'm like, but you're in their platform. You have to respect what they're telling you they don't like. It's like going to work and saying, I'm going to act any way I want to because, I'm me and I don't care what my boss likes. I'm going to wear whatever I want. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. If you're coming into this platform, you're coming in here, you have to adhere to their rules, adhere to their regulations, because it's their platform. Yeah, it's a give and take kind of thing, but you guys both need each other. So the best way to get ahead and do, besides being your unique you, is respecting the rules and regulations. And you're not gonna have a problem with it. You cannot just post anything you want. That's not how it works. Are you muted again, Miss Marlene?
Yes, I was. Oh my goodness, I was talking away. What is going on?
I knew it. Well, Miss
Yes.
Marlene,
Yep, 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 yep,
I
yep.
think this is a good place to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to
Pretty
talk
good.
about what we're gonna do for our members.
Yeah, we're gonna do something this.
Dancing and screaming and all of those things. We're gonna do a video like that so they can run away from us.
We're gonna do a members only video, live stream this weekend. So those of you who are members, come through. I'm gonna put it on the community tab, at least a day ahead. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and Miss Nexie, thank you always for the great conversation.
Oh no, thank you for having me, and thank you for allowing me to be your co-host. And everybody in the chat, thank you so very much for taking the time to come to listen to us. and our,
Yeah.
going in and out of topic selves. But we appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for having me, Miss Marlene, and I'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you later.
Thank you so much, Miss Nexie. And my final words that I have to say is that everybody here who is a content creator, don't give up. Be yourself, be unique, and do your best. I'll see you guys next week, Thursday, in the public, and the members will see you at some point this weekend. Bye
Oh,
bye,
yes, we
everybody.
will. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.